Welcome back, guys. I'm glad you enjoyed the last episode. Lots of nice comments. Thank you very much. We're going to be doing the next stretch into the Chudley Valley, the entrance to the Chudley Valley. This is going to be quite challenging. I'm only going to do probably up to about here. And then I'll reconnect it all. Once I've done that, then I'm going to focus on this part of Biggleswade. And I'm not going to say anything about it. It's going to be awesome. So, shut up, Skye. Let's get to the time lapse. So, here we go. And we can finally rip out all of this horrible spaghetti that we've got. And we can finally work on some really nice views into the Chudley Valley. But it's not going to be easy. Let me tell you. Dealing with this terrain, it's so steep. It's going to be a bit of a challenge. But first job, get rid of all the garbage. Oh, that was such a mess. I'm so glad to see the back of that. It was pretty horrible. And I've got a train stuck here. Get rid of that. Right, this is freaking steep up here. So the first job is to put in the two new stations. One by this sawmill and the other one a little bit further up by the construction materials factory. But yeah, I mean, you can see how kind of brutal the terrain is here, and it's gonna take some moving. So what I want to do, I want to push this station as far over to the right hand side as possible. But yeah, it means a lot of terrain alteration. You can see just how brutal that kind of edge is. But got it. And actually, once I finish smoothing off the terrain, it actually looks pretty good. You'll see that coming up. So now we're moving right up to the top. So that was like halfway up. This is down at the top. And now I've got to graduate the terrain so that we have a reasonable progression to get up there. The question is, like, when I put this station in up at the top, will we be able to actually link the tracks together? That is the big challenge. And at this point, I didn't know. And look, you can see, I tried to connect that track. No way. So I've got to slope the station. Now, you've got 4 slope settings, 1, 2, 3, and 4%. I put it on 2%. It wouldn't connect, and I was kind of worried. So I cranked it up to the max setting of 4%. That worked, and I was almost accepted that. And then I was like, just try it on 3%. That worked. So we've got the 3% slope, and it's as soon as I got that in, I was like, yeah, this is gonna work. Now, the track setups for these two stations are gonna be like slightly different, because what I want is for trains to be stopping at these stations. So we got 2 lines on the outsides, or 2 tracks on the outsides that are going to go through these stations. They're not going to stop there. And then the central platforms are going to be used. The first one obviously is going to be used by the Silver Branch line for the logs and planks and stuff. And then the second one, the next one up, is going to be used for a construction materials line that we haven't put in yet, right? So I have to get a way for the trains to go up on those 2 outside lines and then come into the platform, turn around, and then go out without obstructing the trains on the outside. So yeah, slightly weird setup. And there we go. See, it's going into the outside platform, and we actually want it going into platform 2. So there we go. So you can see how it's going to go up on the right hand track, the outermost track, and then pull into platform 2, and then go out on what effectively would be platform 3, or the track that connects to platform 3. Now, here, the terrain is too brutal to connect to the tracks that we want to connect to. So now this is a temporary solution, but this is actually an idea that I've been playing around with that I want to do somewhere on the map. And this is something that, this is a real world solution to getting around really major height differences. And that is to put a circle of track. And you see this, like it's not uncommon in places like Switzerland, where I used to live, and the trains just do a circle. Now they usually try and kind of build them into the terrain a bit, and they're very cool. They are very cool. So I'm thinking that we want to have one of these like somewhere. I mean, not here and not like this, but yeah. So there's something for you to comment on straight away. Should we have one of these? I don't know what they're called. I'm sure they've got a name. I should have looked it up actually, but I'm sure there's a name for that kind of thing. But it's basically like a circular elevator or de-elevator. Kind of depends which way you're going. So now I'm just smoothing the terrain out. God, it's a never-ending task. Always looking. Now I've got to pay particular attention to that cliff, right, on the left-hand side of the tracks, because we want this to look nice and natural. And as you can see, with a little bit of blending in, it actually starts to look not too bad. Look at that. Now you look at it and you're like, was it ever any different to that, really? Now this side, I'm not quite sure how I'm going to deal with this side, because I'm not sure what I'm going to do with roads, and I've got the passenger lines to deal with. So I was like, yeah, let's just kind of smooth it off for now, and then I'll kind of worry about it later. I was trying to get it to look like kind of like okay, not having any great holes in it or great lumps in it, but I just have it basic. And now look at that. I'm pretty pleased with how that's turned out. It bodes well for the passenger line. The passenger line is going to be on the opposite side, with the road going through the centre. That's my plan. Whether it'll actually work out like that, we'll see. I don't know. And now it's just a case of getting the final tracks hooked up. I put in some double slip switches, and there it is. Oh yeah, I've got to hook those last couple of tracks up for the Chudley grain line. Put in an X for the goods line. So the goods line has actually moved. It was on platform 1 or 2, and it's now moved over to platform 7. And then you can see how that line goes into that station. If you want to see that, you can go back and pause it. Right, now we get on to a little bit of Skye candy. Now I'm starting off with my old favourite, the biggest of the warehouses. But we're only putting 2 of these in, and these are kinda to create a bit of a frontage to the big station. And then we're going to get into setting up something that's going to become kind of a prototype for depots like all over the map. Now this one's probably more elaborate than other ones are going to be, but then this is one of the 3 busiest stations like on the whole map. So I think it's justifiable that this one should be like fairly elaborate. What I want to do here is break down, instead of having like 1 or 2 truck stations, I want to break it down so that we've got lots of truck stations. And I ended up putting in a total of 6. So that means that we can break our lines down. And instead of having like just one type of truck or two types of truck on two lines. We can now have many types of truck. Now here, what I wanted to do with this building was make it look like that this is actually a loading dock. So I'm butting these up against the back of the platform so that the trucks will pull in and it'll look like they're pulling up alongside the loading docks. But of course, like in reality, they wouldn't pull up. Well, actually, it kind of depends how they're loading. They can pull up alongside like that. But more usually, they kind of reverse up to a loading dock. And then it's loaded from the back. So as well as putting that one in, we're going to put another one in. And this is going to be the more traditional loading from the back. I mean, these days, there is still a lot of loading that's done like that. But I mean, mostly it's like forklift trucks and stuff like that. They just like load it up on pallets. But yeah, but I wanted to do this because really easy. I wanted to do this because I thought it would look really cool. The issue was, could I actually make it look cool? And I couldn't get this freaking road to go straight for the life of me. I ended up having to have it a pixel off just to get it to go in. So what I want here is loading bays that the trucks actually have to reverse up to. And then this is pure Skye candy. The other ones are functional. This one's not going to be functional. This is just for the looks of it. And I decided that we'd have some paths going. I wasn't going to do this originally, but then I decided, yeah, you know what, we should probably have some footpaths around it. So I'm just moving them forward slightly, so that there's a footpath running behind the buildings, which actually looks kind of good. So having got those in, we can now put in some nice trucks up against the loading bays, and we'll get a nice variety of trucks. Can you see where this is going? It's starting to look like something. Those Carlsberg trucks, and the one right on the end. I can't remember what the Feldschlossen. Oh yeah, Feldschlossen. I don't know what that just suddenly popped into my head. Where that came from, I have no idea. There's two Carlsberg and a Feldschlossen. Just smoothing these down. It's really important to get these kind of areas flat, because otherwise the buildings don't sit properly and you get gaps underneath the buildings, which can suck. So I was kind of wondering what to do with the back, and then I thought, well, I've got that footpath. Why don't I create kind of a little alleyway, and then have another station in front of those buildings, so we get the sideways loading. And then I was like, well, we want a truck park, because obviously there's going to be a lot of trucks coming in and out of here. We want somewhere where we can park the trucks, and show off all the freaking new models. Now, I was telling you in the last episode that I got these 40-ton trucks, and you've got the original 40-ton trucks mod. Well, in the different sets. So there's a British set, French, German, Austrian, Swiss. I think there are 5 sets. There might be a 6th that I can't remember, but there's at least 5 sets. And then there's another guy who's, what's his name? MXM, something like that. He's taken those sets. Those original sets were by Nando, by the way. He's taken those sets and converted them to have 4 compartments that will carry 10 each. So you can carry 4 different products at one time. And then Nando has created an asset set for each of those nationality sets, so that you can actually place them, and that's what I'm using here. So having put in a truck park, I then wanted just a regular car park. So I threw in a little car park on this side, because cars would be parked separately. And then we want just some flavour right? So we just want some buildings around the place that kind of look the part, warehousey kind of buildings. So I'm just kind of trying to get the feel. I did look around and did a fair bit of research on what these kind of places, how they work and what they look like. And whilst I wouldn't suggest that this is like a photorealistic representation of how these places are, I think for the purposes of what we want, it's a reasonable kind of facsimile, I guess. And ultimately, it does look kind of nice. I couldn't get the fences in on this side. It just kind of wouldn't work. So that's the basics, and now it's just a case of putting in a last couple of finishing touches. I wanted a few walls around the place. These are the sound baffle walls. And then I was thinking of putting like goods like all over the place, you know, the way I usually do, because it's kind of nice. But I actually decided, no, I'm just going to leave it like that and live with it, and then I'll kind of see if I want to add more stuff to it. The thing is, we're going to have goods appearing on all of those loading docks, so we'll kind of see. Now, what I'm doing here is I'm specifically placing the roads at sufficient distance so industry buildings are going to be able to grow along these roads, but not impinge on a ring of trees that I want to put around it. So that's why I'm putting all these roads in myself, to specifically space the RCI buildings that are going to grow away from the depot. See, here this is where I was thinking, like, shall I put in some, you know, like some containers and stuff? And then I was like, nah, it should be fine as it is. I don't know. I may go back and put a few bits and pieces around, some bins and, you know, a few boxes and crates lying around and stuff. I had to put a white transit van somewhere, because there's always a white transit van somewhere. A few more cars. Got a car park on the other side as well. Throw a few cars in there just to make the place look occupied. Right. Here's the ring of trees that are going around the outside. So we'll be able to have buildings growing along those outer roads and still have a few trees on the inside. That's the plan. And then this is when it starts to really look something. When I put the concrete base in. Oh, yeah. And then the last thing to do is to train the RCI and get it to grow along those new roads that I've put in. So there we go. I'm going to go and let this run for a bit. So back to normal speed. And after a lot of prodding and poking and persuading, it's all done. Let's have a look. Let's come across to here and just take a little look at this. You know what? Let's get it a little bit lower. And there we have it. What do you think? I must admit, I quite like this. Now, let's just pause for a second, because I want to talk to you about the lines. I've added a couple of lines. I need to turn those on. Actually, well, yeah, I might as well turn those on. So we've got the wrong thing. We've got the existing lines, which are Biggleswade General, and this one over here, which is Biggleswade General 2. Get rid of that. And the two that I've added are where did I add them? It's a good question. I think they're up here. Yeah, it's this one, which is line 4, and this one over here, which will be line 3. There we go. So you can see line 4 just goes over here to this stop Queensway, and line 3 goes over here to Green Lane. So they're just covering this new area that we've put in for the industrial. And we've got, let's see, we've got the Carlsberg trucks on line 4, just 4 of them, and we've got 4 DHL trucks on this side. So I think we should have a little ride around so you can see what this is actually like, because it's actually pretty nice. So let's switch those off. So what should we have a ride on first? I tell you what, I'm going to grab one of these Yules trucks. You'll do. Let's jump on board with you. We'll have a little ride. So come down here. We're coming into the yard. You can see it's all nicely built up. There's buildings all over the place. This is the entrance road into the freight yard. It certainly got the right kind of feel that I wanted. All the sound baffle walls around it give it a nice feel. Little car park for the employees. Then we come around, nice piles of stuff all over the place. And we drive in to load up. Trucks coming into the loading platforms over there. Bunch of trailers. Our little white transit. No site is complete without a little white transit. These look really good. I like those. And this is all looking good. The truck park. And there we go. Now, I'm going to do the same thing on one of the Enterprise trucks, so we see it from that perspective, because that goes the Enterprise trucks go around the other way. So where's an Enterprise truck coming in? Ah, there we go. You'll do. Let's jump on board. So we're stuck behind one of these DHL trucks. Come on, get out of the way. So again, this is the approach road. Oh, pause just for a second, because we've got a new building here. Cool, awesome. It's still growing. Awesome. So we come in. This time we're going to go straight. Oh no, we turn left. I thought we went straight ahead, but no, we turn left. That's right. So we go past the truck park, which is nice. Got the nice fencing in. Round we come. The other car park. And now we're actually going to come into these. Oh no, this is going into this one. Because there are 2 lines. There's one that uses this platform. There's one that uses that platform over there. So we load up. I wish I'd got one on the other side. We might just jump on one that's going to the other side. And then out we go. Right, we've already done that. Let's jump on one that's going to go to this side. So let's see. Maybe you're going to the right side. Yeah, here we go. So you can see all the stuff's piled up by the loading bays. Sweet. I like it. Nice views here. All the trucks running. Now, what I need to do, I don't think I'm going to do it now, but I need to split these lines up some more. So currently we've got one line. That's not what I want. We've got one line using these stations and one line using these stations. We need to split that up into separate lines and have different types of trucks so that we get more variety, because we've got way too many of these Enterprise and these Uel trucks. We just want, you know, like a few, like 3 or 4 trucks is fine. All right, cool. So there you go. That is the Biggleswade Distribution Centre, or at least that side. Well, that's going to be the distribution centre. What I'm going to do over here is get this chemical plant expanded. That's not doing anything at the moment because I just demolished these roads because we're going to make some changes here. Because obviously I haven't made enough changes yet, so we're going to make some more changes. What I need to do, this is going to be difficult. I'd like to get the station at a moment when there's actually like not that many trains in, or like preferably none, but the chances of that happening, I mean, you can see, are slim to none. Okay, why am I making a change? I suppose I should answer that question. You know what? Let's. That's probably as quiet as it's going to get. Well, I don't know. Oh no, yeah. No, it's like every second you wait, more trains turn up. I don't think it makes a lot of odds. Why am I going to make a change? Well, let's bring this up and I'll show you. The Biggleswade, sorry, the Chudley Steel and Chudley Grain as well. Although Chudley Grain's not too bad, but Chudley Steel in particular is really struggling to make money, and it's because Chudley Grain is too a lot of the time, and it's because of this bit here. The trains on Chudley Steel and Grain are having to wait quite a long time for these trains on the Silver Branch line to come through here or go out there, and it's just causing too much disruption. So what I'm going to do, now I could get around it by putting in another flying junction and bring this track around here and down here and join on this side, right? But I think I'm going to actually add in another couple of tracks, another couple of transit tracks here, so that it's not sharing with the Chudley Grain and Chudley Steel lines. Just because I want them, I mean, they're pretty busy. There's quite a lot of trains on both of those lines, and I think it makes sense to just kind of free it up. And since I can do it, why the hell not? And it makes the station a little bit more, you know, big and impressive, which is always cool. So, how am I going to do this? Well, it's a very, very good question. Because now I can't just expand this. The problem is going to be any trains that are in the station at the time. So I think what I'm going to have to do is break this a little bit. So if that line's not. That line isn't going to change. Neither is that one. But then I'm going to have 2 lines. So yeah, that one, and obviously those. You know what? I should probably have let that oil train pull out. Yeah. Let's just let that oil train pull out. And on this end, oh man, it's tricky because this freaking train has just pulled in. Now I could let that go through. So if I hook that up temporarily, just to let that train go through. Okay, so let's see. So that train's gonna go through. That's cool. Right, so now what I want to do is sever those 2 lines and those two, and these three. You gonna... Come on, move, damn you. Get out. Go on, move. There we go, finally. So let's get rid of that, and that. Okay, cool. And just let you move. Right. So now, I'm going to have to get rid of this track because it's going to be, it's going to cause a problem. Let me show you. If I select this and say upgrade, and what I want to do is I want to add 2 more transit tracks on here. You can see we get a collision here because of that track that's in the middle. So I have to get rid of that. So if we get rid of that and that, then we should be able to do it. Hooray! Yes, we can. So apply. Cool. Woohoo! Now everything else should have stayed the same. So all of our terminals, yeah, have stayed the same. It's just these 2 extra tracks running through here. Sweet. So let's get these tracks put in. So we want 1 and 2. Awesome. And then we need to put this one back in. Boom. And boom. All right, cool. Now, all I've got to do is hook this up again. And but what I'm going to do, I'm going to tidy this up, and I'm going to tidy this end up as well, and just make it look nice. And then once I've done that, we'll come back and we'll put some bridges in. I want some nice bridges across here. One at this end and one at this end. So let me get all this put together. Okay, I'm almost done. Just quickly, I want to show you how I'm going to make the bridges, because I haven't shown you this before. By the way, the station's all changed, but I'll tell you all about that afterwards. Oh man, I've been working on this, I don't know, maybe 3 hours. I've been playing around with it. Oh boy, do I have fun with this game. Right. What am I doing? Yeah. So the bridges, instead of just running this out and then doing this, which gives you all of this rubbish before you actually start the bridge, which is not nice. Okay, I mean, you can get rid of it, and I could put edging pieces on and stuff, but there's a really nice way to deal with it, which is, this is in a mod called, I think it's called Track Patterns. And several people have been asking me, if there's a list of my mods. If you look in the video description, there's a link to my mod collection on Steam. So, it's in a really weird place. It's in the depots. It's in the train depots menu. And it's all these are I think it's called track designs, track patterns, or track pattern designs, something like that. But you've got all of these things that you can use, like tunnels. You can say, all right, I want a 6-track tunnel entrance, and then you can design that, and it puts nice concrete walls along the sides and all that kind of stuff, which is quite nice. Like that. But we're going to use ones right up the end. I'll show you this. Track ladders. Freaking awesome. Anyway, we're going to use this. The abutment for concrete bridge. And basically what you do is you say how many tracks you want. It is a minimum of 2 tracks. Why you can't put a single track in, I don't know, but you can't anyway. So we're going to have a 4% slope. I'm going to set it to a bridge length of 100 meters. Then I'm going to flip it around roughly this way. Now I'm going to put 2 bridges in, and we're going to have one there. And you can see, let me put the other one in as well. And you can see, I didn't set them to high speed, idiot. But you can upgrade them, hooray. So high speed, align train, no, yeah, it's all right, okay. So that was the only thing I missed. Come here, come on. be upgraded. There we go, high speed and apply. Okay, so yeah, it just starts the bridge nicely. But what's screwed up with this is that if you now try and just like create a bridge off this, so let's just run this out and take it out, you get this, because this doesn't go up either fast enough or far enough to get you like away from getting this nonsense, the terrain, which is kind of annoying. But there is an easy way around this, which is what I wanted to show you. So if I just get lower terrain on a nice low setting, and just a nice quick brush, maybe a couple of extra clicks just around the end of the bridge. There we go. And then, with a bit of luck, and the wind in the right direction, run this out, lift it up to max, and there we've got our nice bridge. Cool, isn't it? And what I like to do is just take it back to the point where it just makes a bridge. So there it's making terrain. There, that point. And that will just get you over the catenaries. Just. There we go. Perfect. Pretty tasty. I like how these are looking. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is sort this part out, hook them up, get rid of the debris, and then we'll take a look and I'll show you how it all works now. And finally, it's all done. And it's beautiful. Seriously, it's gorgeous. We've got one thing to do, just to put these bridges in. I've already got them prepared. Put in the pillars ready. So let's have one coming straight across here. Now, what type of bridge are we going to have? I think we're just going to have regular these bridges because they're just awesome. They are just awesome. Those actually, you know what? Those pillars aren't quite right. It's always difficult to get them like exact. Look. See this pillar? Look how it moves just by moving the bridge, just a fraction. That's where they should be. There we go. 4 pillars, nicely spaced. Yeah. Right. I think we're gonna go with that. I could go with this. This is the Moorfleet freeway bridge, and it has these really nice brick pillars. Nice big. I've got to say, I am staggeringly tempted to put those in. Compared with, I mean, that is really nice, but that's just a bit special. Should we go with those? Should we? Yeah, go on. Let's spoil ourselves. It's in. And now down here, I don't know. I don't know whether the Moorfleet will look so good down here. We'll see. Here we've got 3 nicely spaced. So let's see. Let's have a look at the Moorfleet. Oh, it's still pretty awesome. Oh, I think we should have a couple of Moorfleets. I mean, this is Biggleswade after all. Go Biggleswade or go home. So yeah, go on, we'll do it. Oh yeah, mama. I haven't put the textures in at this end. I have put the textures in at this end. And holy crap, that looks good. Alright, so. A little bit of road work. A little tiny bit of road work. So we want to hook this up down there. Now, I mean, I could mess around and put in the brick one, the concrete sides, but I think we'll just go with that. I think that's fine for here. Yeah, it's smooth enough. It's fine. In you go. Now, round the other side, I'm not sure exactly how we want to do this. Probably we want to bring this out something like that. And then just hook it up like that. Might be nice. Yeah, I can go with that. I'm kind of tempted to have another bridge section. Nah, we'll just go with regular terrain, I think. It is tempting though, isn't it? No, we'll go regular terrain. God, I could play around with this stuff for freaking hours. Alright, so that goes in. That's nice and smooth. So then, same deal around this side, I guess. Pause for a second. Let's take those out. We'll throw in... Oh, come on. You go like slightly straight. That'll do. That'll do. So we want you to come... No. Let's bring you down like that kind of sort of thing. And, oh, like really? Like, come on. Oh, do something sort of sensible. So even if you bring it in like that and try and join it, it'll freak out and do weird things. Like, there we go. That's the best we're gonna get out of that. That'll have to do. All right, cool. So all I've got to do is hook it up on this side. On this side, like, I don't know. Do we just go? Yeah, I'll just go into here. So just want to get that there. Blum, blum, blum. Yeah, yeah. You know what I should have used? I should have used there's a mod, no build roads, which I have got. I just haven't loaded it up. So I'll have to put that in so they can't build houses along the edges of the bridges. Yeah, I'll load that up for next time. But there we go. We've got it all the infrastructure's in place, at least. All right, cool. What else do I want to do? Oh, there was something else that I wanted to do, and I can't remember what it was now. Oh, man. I get too excited. I just get too excited. No, I can't remember, so screw it. Never mind. So, I suppose you want to have a little bit of a look at, like, the changes and what's happened and all that kind of stuff. So, let's open this up. This is the new setup. And if I open this up, then you'll be able to see everything. Let's just tuck that out of the way for now. So, this is the setup. And what I've done is change the platforms around and put in 2 bridges, railway bridges, so that nothing crosses. All the lines have their own routes and nothing crosses anywhere. So if you take the silver line, the silver branch line, which is the purple one, then if we follow it up here, you can see that it comes into this platform here. I could have it going into that platform, which would probably be a slightly smoother run. Should I put it into that platform? Yeah, you know what, let's change that. Let's have you going into platform 3. There we go. Just slightly smoother run in and out. So we've got this going up and down here, and then the silver branch runs through the middle of these 2. So that come into this platform, turn around, go out, nothing crosses. If we come back up here, you can see nothing crosses on there at all. And then if we come out to the bridges, you can see we've got the Chudley Steel is the green one, Chudley Grain is the blue one. They're sharing a line, but they just zip out there. The orange is, well, Big General. And this yellow one is Big Eastbourne Goods. So, if we carry on following the silver branch, because if you remember up here, it crossed over here. Well, it doesn't do that anymore. It stays on this outside line, because it used to go over onto the line with big crude oil plastic. It doesn't. It stays on this line now, so it doesn't cross anything. And then when it goes back, it goes up here. The big CM and goods goes into this platform over here. This one comes into this platform now, and then just comes around here and joins onto the line shared with the plastics. But again, nothing crosses. So the upshot is that the whole thing is running incredibly freaking smoothly now. Now, I did have a problem when I turned it on. I had a couple of trains, not just one, but I had a couple of trains that just stopped working for no apparent reason. Right? There was absolutely nothing wrong with them, and to fix them, I had to flip them and flip them again, so that they were just pointing in the same direction that they were already pointing, and then they just worked. So I have no idea what the hell was going on there, but the good news is it's all working. Right, let's whiz back over here and have a look at this. Well, because this really is just awesome. I'm going to crank it up so that you can see the trains kind of just flying in and out. I can't wait to decorate it on this side so that like the whole thing's done. But do the textures down this end, get it all looking beautiful, because man, it's sweet to watch it in operation. It's so cool, like watching it and like figuring out which trains are which and which trains are stopping. And let me just put that like up there so that you can see, because I know some people will want to kind of look at the platforms and figure out which train's which. And so while you're having a look at that, oh, did you see that I put these buildings in? I'll just show you very, very quickly, because it's awesome. I've managed to position them in such a way that these DB Schenker signs are just in a perfect place. Same with this one. And these two buildings just go together really well. And this looks so much better now that they're going into here. That is so good. And the same down the other end. That is... oh, love it. Freaking love it. Right, let's go back around here. Enough of that. So, let's get a nice view. In fact, let's get a little bit closer, because I know people like seeing the trains like really nice and close up. Right, what I was going to do was have a look at a few stats so the people that like looking at the trains can look at the trains, and the rest of us, well, I'm one of the people that likes looking at the trains, but we'll look at a few stats, because I've been asked to show the stats. So let's have a look at the list of towns. By population, Biggleswade is the biggest, but Sedberg is catching it up. It's very close, Sedberg. Then Peacehaven, Ashton, Wellington. Wellington is pretty big. Look at the shopping facilities for Wellington. Wow, we should go and have a look at that. If we sort by the shopping facilities, Wellington is the biggest. Holy crap, Wellington's grown massively. That is a big commercial area. And then Biggleswade second. Peacehaven, Sedberg, Ashton, Shepshed, West Ham, Maggle, Chudley. Sweet. Who's that? Who's like? Oh, that is the full list. That's the bottom of the list. That's every. How many towns? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15, 16, 17, 18 towns in total. And finally, the jobs. Shepshed's the biggest. I wasn't expecting that. Wellington second. Sedberg, Peacehaven's Biggleswade. Biggleswade was much higher up the list, but obviously I knocked down a lot of the industry, and it hasn't all grown back yet. So Biggleswade will move up that list. So that's the towns. Let's have a quick look at the industry. So Tewkesbury and where's the Tewkesbury and Ashton under the line. We know about them. We know there's a bit of an issue with them. What we're looking for is to see if any of the industry associated with this is having problems. My God, well, the worst one is Chudley Chemical Plant. Let's just have a little look. How has it been doing? Because these things do go up and down. Oh, look at this. It's been up around the 700 level, which is kind of nice. But we need to look at that in conjunction with this one. And this one is doing like 1,000. Yeah, and that's been up to around, what, 1,250 peaked at. So, in terms of producing plastic, yeah, we're producing plastic nicely. Where is... I'm looking for the steel mill. Wellington Steel Mill, that's the one. And Wellington Steel Mill is up over 800, which is freaking sweet. Look at this. In fact, it's been peaking out. This is when we had that problem, and then I let it run for a while, for like several years. And now, look, well, it was peaked out at 1,600. Wow, that is really impressive. And if we go up the list, yeah, we've got quite a lot of stuff which is right up. Biggleswade Sawmill, now that's the one on the Silver Branch line. And we are, well, close enough to 1,600. Basically maxed out. Right, should we have a look at the profitability on the, well, let's look at the overall profitability. So, we're doing around 200 million, but we're spending a lot on replacing the vehicles. So if we add them together, I mean, for true profitability, because it's just renewing vehicles, we should be looking just at this number. That's why I'm saying 200. But if we do what we have done before, which is adding the cost of the vehicles, then we're doing like over 400. No, about 400. Yeah, like 350 to 400 million a year, which is not too bad. Let's have a look at the line profitability and see what's doing well and what isn't. Chudley Steel. Now, Chudley Steel will probably never make a profit because we're taking the steel up there, but we're not bringing anything back. We're running back the whole length empty. So yeah, we're carrying reasonable amounts, but we're just never going to make a profit. We're always going to lose. So yeah, that is what this. I'm not too worried about Chudley Steel. What else? The A1 goods, like that one. I suppose I should go over and look at it, but that one, it's just that we've rerouted the goods. That's taking goods down to the harbour. It's only taking a very small amount, so we should just like cut back on that train. Probably like cut it back to like 2 trains and just make them, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 cars each, rather than 17 or whatever they've got at the moment. Peace Tav Grain. That one we could have a look at, because I don't know why that one shouldn't be shipping more. Now, Maggle Settled Crude and Fuel. that one we can definitely do something about. Won't do it now, but in another episode we'll do something about it. Because if we come over here and I turn the icons on, you'll see we've got a whole load of oil. This is the Maggle Settle. Oh no, Maggle Settle crude and fuel. That's up here. Why is that not doing much? That's at 1600. I'm surprised. Anyway, this we need to put a second line in here where we're just moving this crude up to there. This whole problem's been caused by the fact that we had to change these trains to specify that they can only carry like half crude and half fuel to try and stop this producing oil. But yeah, it's a minor issue. So there you go, guys. I am now going to sit down and just like watch this for a while and enjoy it, because it is it's taken me hours. Really, it really has taken a long time to get this perfect, but now it is. It's just awesome to watch. Seriously, I could just sit and watch this, and I have been sitting and watching it for quite a long time. And somebody actually left a comment on the last video and said it's mesmerizing watching the stations, and it totally is. It is absolutely mesmerizing. All right, guys, I've kind of just waffled on to give you a chance to actually like just sit and watch it and enjoy it, but we're gonna have to bring the episode to an end. So guys, I really hope you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching. What is it to say? I will catch you for the next one. Leave me a comment. Peace out.